Greeting YouTubes, this is Cat Benosh, and we're going to be reacting to Atozy with this Florida woman was pretending to be Miss Rachel. So I hope that you can sit back, enjoy some cocoa, and enjoy this chaos unfolding.
Come across a story that's just so ridiculous. I have to stop everything I'm doing.
There is no other Florida person story that can be as wild as a man bringing a gator with them to buy groceries.
And turn on the camera, because what do you mean there's a fake Miss Rachel who was arrested for retail theft?
Yeah, I believe it.
So I guess this fake Miss Rachel, she had a meeting.
Yeah, I believe it.
And parents were really questioning what they paid for.
Yeah.
And then the impersonator got arrested just days later. So this whole situation,
I seriously don't doubt
it. An event called the Ice Cream with Miss Rachel Experience. And this was at Jolly Ice Parlor in Hollywood, Florida on February 28th, 2026. The promotion Jolly Ice Parlor event called the Ice Cream
Meet and Greet with Miss Rachel Impersonator. Okay, so she outright said she was an impersonator.
With Miss Rachel Experience. And this was at Jolly Ice Parlor in Hollywood, Florida on February 28th, 2026. The promotion looked somewhat convincing, I guess, but essentially the poster showed the real Miss Rachel. And for families and toddlers, that's basically, you know, like a celebrity sighting. Because
okay, that's where
the advertisement promised a meet and greet along with photos, ice cream, face painting, and activities for kids. But the flyer did technically say that the Miss Rachel was an impersonator.
Yeah.
The disclaimer was very small, and the promotional image was the real Miss Rachel. Since then, though, the ice cream parlor has deleted the poster from its Instagram. But either way, when the parents saw it online, many assumed they were signing their kids up to meet the actual star, Miss Rachel.
Yeah,
and people definitely
like
showed
those
up.
instances.
A long line of families formed outside the ice cream shop with kids
they
excited to meet the woman.
It's like the instances where where the older parents or grandparents find a bootleg console at a store or a gas station, buy that thinking they're getting a legitimate product, like the Nintendo Polystation, something like that. And it is wild what people get away with because of that.
They recognize from YouTube and Netflix. And obviously, if you didn't know, Miss Rachel is probably the largest kids channel on YouTube. Or, well, I guess that's if you exclude the animation slop channels. But regardless.
Coco Melon.
She's built a huge following with educational songs and speech development videos for babies and young kids. And her channel now has millions of subscribers and billions.
I honestly think that Miss Rachel is better for children than Coco Melon is, because Coco Melon is like fast paced and has the same kind of attention rate that probably SpongeBob has. And it's not good.
Of views, and the character has become
as much as I love SpongeBob. I will say
on the internet.
SpongeBob
so parents,
is
the idea that she might randomly show up to a small ice cream shop in South Florida. That sounded unlikely, but I guess for some parents it didn't seem impossible. But as the lines slowly moved forward and families reached out to the front of the meet and greet, something quickly became obvious. The person greeting the kids was not Miss Rachel. The person greeting the kids for photos was a woman dressed like the character, but it didn't take long for parents to start whispering to each other and pulling out their phones.
Let's see what she looks
like. The Willy
like.
Wonka experience that happened in England.
Not the Willy Wonka experience.
All over again. But obviously, videos from the event immediately started circulating online.
That is not Miss Rachel.
God, that is so obviously not Miss Rachel. I mean, even the baby is looking at her like, who is this?
Mother, why did you give me this? Why did you give me to this lady?
I had no idea what was going on inside.
The line to see the real Miss Rachel, not the impersonator, the real
Imagine
Miss
waiting
Rachel.
That long line, convincing your kid to be patient because he or she is about to meet the real Miss Rachel, and then you see their Miss Rachel. Ouch. like imagine just trying to calm your toddler down by saying, hey, you're going to meet Miss Rachel soon. And then you meet this woman. I'm sorry. I'm stuck on that. I can't believe this. This is so crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously, though.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Dressing up as popular characters for kids parties. It's not uncommon, but
it's really not.
Using the real picture of the
I honestly wouldn't. There wouldn't be a doubt in my mind where somebody dressed up as Cinder. However,
it really goes to show you got to read the fine print.
I know that if they were cosplaying and they didn't claim they were Cinder,
it's held at an ice cream shop.
That it would probably not get backlash because so many people love Cinder. I love Cinder. She's the reason why I became a VTuber, and I love watching her. I love hanging out in her chat. Even though that I'm not present in her Discord, I love being in her Discord. And I think I honestly think that she is a sweet hellhound. I really do.
And it's advertised for young children, and there's a full cocktail bar. So I don't know what's going on here.
Also, there was a full bar there for some reason with like specialty cocktails, and yes, that is a child behind that said bar. Maybe they were banking on getting the parents a little inebriated, so Miss Rachel looked a little more Miss Rachel.
But I have seen a lot of people arguing about the same question. Was this actually a scam, or did people just not read the flyer carefully enough? Like on one side, you have parents saying the event.
I think it's both,
and that's
because
fair considering the promotional poster
technically
the real picture of Miss Rachel, and
they did say that
means the real
there
person was going to be there.
An impersonator. However,
price, so people felt like they paid for something that wasn't clearly explained to them. However, others pointed out that the flyer technically did say that Miss Rachel was an impersonator.
Exactly.
And the disclaimer was there, even if it was small. And the event also included free ice cream, face painting, and activities for kids.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
From that perspective, you still are getting a lot of value for the $25. And I mean, if the real Miss Rachel was there for $25, that would have been a steal. But
it would have been.
See, I didn't know about this until now, but I started doing some searching around online, and apparently it's pretty common to hire Miss Rachel impersonators. So if you search online, you'll find parents actively asking about booking Miss Rachel lookalikes for birthday parties and kids' events. Because on forums and social media groups, people regularly
realistically, you have to be loaded to get the real Miss Rachel to show up at a kid's birthday party. That's mostly what impersonators are for. That's why there was also birthday mascots for children's birthday parties. Like if we had somebody dress up as Spider-Man to show up, like if we had Darth Vader to show up, if we had Luke Skywalker, Anakin, any one of those to show up at a child's birthday parties. That I understand, because you're not gonna get the real person. I'm not gonna have them. I'm not gonna expect the everyday parent to pay for Mark Hamill to show up as. I think he was. It's been a while. I forgot if he was Luke or. Yeah, Luke. Yeah, you're not gonna get the real Mark Hamill to show up as Luke Skywalker. Absolutely
ask for performers who can dress like the character, sing the songs, and entertain toddlers for the afternoon. I guess the main misleading aspect here is the picture they used is of the real Miss Rachel.
Yeah,
so I guess
that's the other
Miss Rachel
thing.
Impersonator shows up to a kid's event. That's not like a wild concept. It's basically the same thing as hiring someone to dress as Spider-Man or Elsa or a Disney princess.
That's exactly what I just said. Yeah.
I guess the real controversy here is it wasn't super clear that this was going to be an impersonator. So it was how the event was advertised. It really wasn't clear. Then I guess what happened after the event ended, because as the internet was arguing about whether this was misleading marketing or a misunderstanding or a scam, the story suddenly took a turn, because just 2 days after the ice cream event, the woman behind the Miss Rachel impersonation suddenly made headlines again. But this time, it had nothing to do with a meet and greet, because on March 2nd in Broward County, authorities arrested the impersonator, whose real name is Meredith Williams Landers, on retail theft charge. And
oh my God!
Held on a $2,500 bond. And according to police, the arrest had nothing to do with the Miss Rachel event itself.
Yeah.
But the timing was kind of funny. Like, imagine you were one of the guys who were fooled by the marketing of this, and then you find out the impersonator your kids just saw
that actually would be ironic.
Retail theft. Like, come on. I mean, the pure irony here.
I've always said this, but I thought it would have been ironic do I do not want. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking because I don't want it taken out of context for the specific reason. But yeah, there's a lot of things that can be ironic.
For being arrested just 2 days later after doing something what a lot of people kind of consider to be a scam. And another person wrote, y'all actually lined up for a fake Miss Rachel and now she's Miss Criminal. Florida writing plots for TikTok. I mean, Florida is a meme. You kind of have to love Florida. But I guess the ice cream place doesn't really do too many background checks because when I started looking into who this impersonator was, it only got more wild because as it turns out, the retail theft, that wasn't the only time she's been in trouble with the law. Not even close.
Are you
because
kidding?
In the summer of 2023, she was arrested for fraud and grand theft. Then another charge appears in the summer of 2024 for petite theft. And then records also list another petite theft arrest on August 6, 2025. Followed by a grand theft arrest on February 2nd, 2026.
Wow.
So just weeks before she did the Miss Rachel impersonation, she was arrested for stealing a car.
What the hell?
Like, why? That's who the ice cream parlor hires to be around kids. That's not what Miss Rachel stands for.
It's
like,
really not. But God damn.
I guess she really is Miss Criminal. And I feel like the reason people were reacting so strongly to this event is just because of how bizarre this headline is.
It really is
bizarre.
bizarre.
A children's entertainer impersonator goes viral after confusing a meet and greet and then gets arrested days later. And then we find out that the arrest isn't even the first one. At this point, I mean, the story is fully crossed from being a weird...
Yeah, it really is wild.
That spectacle.
Some
but
things
honestly,
don't
that's
line
just your
up,
average
but
Florida situation. But to be honest, I still can't really decide if this was a full-on scam or just a misunderstanding. Who knows? What do you guys think? Let me know in the...
Yeah, it's not a misunderstanding. It is definitely not a misunderstanding. No. But that thing in there did
these influencers tried to
did give me an idea for next week. So I'm gonna click on that for It's still so baffling how that could happen. Sometimes I do understand how it realistically can happen. All right, we are gonna have more ads in about 12 minutes, and while we wait, I'm going to get more, or not get more, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I am trying to get a new redeem system to work, but so far, all I'm getting is, it's not working for some reason. I will show you what I mean. I'm going to open this. Like, it's not working as I want it to, like the way that I want it to. It's working in a different way. Where are you? There you are. You're not. Oh, you're not locked. You're not connected. Why are you? Okay, there we go. Yeah. God damn it, not settings. Yeah, it's supposed to be connected. I might have to close VTube Studios, so I'm